What is God's providence? God's providence is his completely wise, completely holy, wise, and powerful preserving and governing every creature and every action. So that God's providence is preserving and governing every creature, every one of us, and every action. That is the providence of God. So when you say God's providence, it means God's governing and God's preserving. It is really interesting. Westminster Catechism using the word preserving and governing. That's so appropriate, so apt, so right, precisely needed. Because in the book of Hebrews, Jesus sustained the whole, upholds the whole universe. And now God's providence, God preserves, same thing. So catechism is a divine committee. They call it divine committee in the 16th century in England. These are the top thinkers, theologians, and the pastors at that time under King James. They put this crystallized some of the major doctrines of the Bible, and we're very blessed to have this catechism. That's actually, I think, that it sets PCA apart, Presbyterian Church and Orthodox OPC apart, because of this rich doctrinal truths. And now God's providence is his completely, see the words used, completely holy. You see, providence of God is preserving and governing, right? But the first word to describe that preserving and governing is holiness. And then wise, and then powerful. It's so beautifully done. Because if he's just powerful without holiness, it would be in trouble, right? The holiness sets the character of God first. And then wise in the middle. He needs to do exactly what to do, so that sometimes we don't understand it, but this is his most wise action to preserve us. Like Joseph was thrown into the pit, and everyone will cry with him. Everybody reads the story, will cry for the poor guy. And then when he innocently thrown into jail, and then he went to work for Potiphar, the Egyptian captain, and he did so well. But Potiphar's wife seduced him, and he rejected her because he feared God, and he's very good to his master who has treated him so well. And the wife accused him falsely, and he got thrown into jail. This is like second time go around. So did God preserve him? Of course, God preserved him. Guess what? In jail, that's the very route God promoted him to become the prime minister of Egypt. Who would have thought of that? See, that is God's preserving and governing. Hallelujah. Through that, God saved the whole nation of Egypt, whole nation of Israel from famine that was going to hit. Who brought the famine into Egypt and all the land? God. Who brought Joseph into Egypt, into the dungeon, into the jail, and it's so that he can interpret the dreams of Pharaoh? God. Who gave Joseph the ability to interpret dreams? God. Guess who's governing all these things? God. And God, guess who is preserving the tribe of Israel, Abraham's children, and in fact Egypt? God. This is called the providence of God. Now, the providence of God is only providing preserving, but there's another dimension more than just preserving. There's another dimension called governing, right? God not only preserves us, God governs. He completely in control. So that is a great concept, great doctrinal truth called God's providence.